Episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com. Authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of the Nok Muay. Go check it out.
I want to talk about Black Room at Deep Studios. If you enjoy the content of this podcast, you will definitely enjoy the value that you get out of the Black Room and being a member of the Black Room. What it is it's a subscriber-based way to support the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast and want it to continue, I'm asking for your help. And in exchange, you're going to get an underground view of Muay Thai, American Muay Thai, as well as within Thailand. We have people who are now working on the ground in Thailand that are helping us get media, content, all that stuff. We're posting it there on Black Room, as well as behind-the-scenes footage of the podcast recordings when we're recording. After I stop recording for stuff that we broadcast, we put some subscriber-based only content on there. So you're going to really get a lot of value out of that subscription. Okay, it's not just supporting the podcast. We also have podcast subscriber-only merchandise that's coming out as well here in 2024. So you have to be a part of the Black Room in order to get access to that. So I'm asking you for your help on that, but I know that it's not so much of you helping me. It's going to be us giving you a ton of value that you're going to get and just enjoy it. And it's only $5 a month. All right, you can cancel it anytime. Every little bit counts. Please go join it. The link is down in the show notes. All right. Anyways, sit back and enjoy the show. Hey, Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast team. I just wanted to say thank you for all the follows and support throughout the years at Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. We've been doing this over 5 years now. This is completely insane to me. The upcoming segment is a segment from our YouTube channel where it goes over gloves and glove recommendations. It's a great segment. Send this to your friends. If you are a coach, if you are a new student in Muay Thai, this is a great thing to have to share with your training partners, to share with that person who has those shitty gloves that might not be the best and most fun to train with. All right. With that said, sit back and tune in and enjoy. Sawadee Kap. Hey, if you're someone who's training Muay Thai or thinking about stepping into sparring, this is one of the most important things you'll hear before your next round. My name is Jonathan Pu'u, and I'm the founder of Pu'u Muay Thai. I've officiated thousands of fights around the world in Muay Thai. I've coached multiple national champions here in the U.S. I've helped students go from amateur to pro, and I've had professional fight experience myself. I'm no longer fighting. So when it comes to training gear, especially gloves, I know what works. I know a thing or two, what doesn't work, and what will get you or your training partner hurt. This video is a follow-up to one of the most watched videos we've had on our YouTube channel and on our podcast. It was a gear breakdown that I've released. It was about 2 years ago now. It was titled, "These Shin Guards Aren't for Sparring." And today I want to talk to you about gloves, specifically the gloves you should never use for sparring. The starter glove trap is what I like to call this. And let me guess, when you first got into training, you probably picked up a pair of gloves from Amazon. For me, it was like Big Five. There's Dick's Sporting Goods and things like that. Or maybe something off the shelf of a big box store, like I did. All right. They said 14 ounce or 16 ounce. The price was right. The review seemed, somewhat decent, especially for a glove that's like you're a beginner, right? You don't need the most fancy stuff to get started. Totally get it. Totally get it. But here's the truth. Those gloves are not made for sparring. They're often fitness gloves, cardio boxing gloves, something like the soccer mom's going to get to go to a cardio kickboxing class or her Muay Thai class over at the YMCA, where maybe there's not like a trainer or whatever it may be, where they're hitting the soft Wave Master bags, or just plain bad gloves. And if you're using them to spar, you're putting yourself and your partner at risk. I've seen this happen hundreds of times with new students, and it's always led to injury or frustration. So with bad padding, that just equals bad outcome for you and for your training partner. A lot of these gloves are made with cheap, low-density foam, made in Pakistan. Maybe there's not to say there's not good stuff made in Pakistan, but a lot of times they overstuff the glove. They'll take like an 8-ounce glove and they'll put enough stuffing in there they'll just put enough weight in there to be a 16-ounce glove, but they won't put more material around it. And the reason why is they're trying to save money. All right. So after just a few rounds, the padding really starts to break down because it's over compressed in there. And what gets left in there is just a knuckle shell with just enough cushion to make these dangerous. All right. You might as well be like going bare knuckle at this point sometimes. I've had this happen. I've seen people whose gloves, when we used to cross train back in the day, and you'd have people whose padding was coming out, and what was like supposed to be a quote 16-ounce glove was more or less like a 6 or maybe even an 8-ounce glove. Some of these gloves even have plastic reinforcement under the padding in the glove. That plastic shifts, it hardens, and in some cases, I've seen it cut someone open during what was supposed to be light sparring because the inside of the glove will be coming apart and it's with hard plastic. And when that's like push in Muay Thai, that can cause cuts that are unnecessary and they're not safe for competition for a reason. If you're sparring with gloves that feel like bricks, you might be wearing one of these. So another thing is poor wrist support. All right. You see all these little bones back here on your wrist. Yeah. When you're punching, they actually expand. All right. They expand, along with a good hand wrap. All right. Very important. That could be a whole separate video about hand wraps. It's important that you also have this glove to protect as well. This is another issue that's often overlooked is the wrist support on gloves. The gloves I see most people buy early on have thin straps, soft wrist zones, like it's soft on the inside here and it bends really easily, like too much. And they are just not good. The second you throw a slightly misaligned hook, maybe you're just bending your wrist a little bit like this when you're just starting, or you hit the bag weird, or maybe you block a kick and it hits your wrist can be at risk. All right. Your wrist can be at risk. Say that 10 times fast. If you've ever felt that pain shoot up your forearm after a round, like when you hit, you feel it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It does not feel good, especially like beginners. You're going to feel this more because you're not used to this impact on your body. Real Muay Thai gloves are designed to protect your structure of your hand and also as well as have some padding along the wrist and the outside ridge of your hand for when you are getting kicked in that region. So that way you are able to continue training and save your wrist that way. These starter gloves, they're more like glorified oven mitts. So next, abrasive materials on the outside. Now here's something you might not expect, but it matters just as much. Many gloves that are massively produced with cheaper materials and have those abrasive surfaces, especially on the palm area and the outer shell of the glove, this rough finish causes friction, burns, face scratches, skin irritation that opens you up to other infections while you're training. And if you've ever had a sparring partner look at you sideways after a round, that might be why. Like, yo, dude, get some new gloves. I had sparring partners who were like this, and they sent me pictures of these gloves years later, like, hey, you remember these gloves? Because it's one of those things we didn't know. No one ever stopped us. No one ever told us this. So take this video as a lesson for you, so that way you're not getting raspberry scrapes on your eyelid. There's a reason why I tell my students that sparring gloves should feel soft and clean on impact. They're going to be a little bit cushioned. If you're using gloves with sharp seams, like I was talking about, harsh material or stiff palms, it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt in your sparring. And it's not just about you. Let's be real here. Gear you wear isn't about your own safety. It's about the people you train with as well. So if you give two craps about your training partner, you're going to address this and you're going to make sure to invest in this as well. When you throw with the wrong gloves, you're telling your teammates that their safety doesn't matter. And is that how you really feel about your training partners? Do you really feel like they don't matter? That might not be your intention, but that's what you're telling them by having gloves like this and sparring with gloves like this. We both know that's not who you want to be in the gym or your academy and you're training with your training partners, with your group. Whether you're sparring once a week or getting ready for a smoker or semi-contact, your gear reflects your mindset and how you approach your training and what you think of your training partners. You respect your training? Well, then invest in the tools that keep you and your partner healthy and safe and training for days on end. Coach Ryan used this phrase before. If you don't know who Coach Ryan is, shout out to Coach Ryan at Pu'u Muay Thai Santa Barbara. He's been here on the channel and on the podcast multiple times. And he always quotes our friend Crew Mark. He said, something to the regards of, you like playing with your toys, so don't break them, so that way you can play with them the next day. Otherwise, you're not going to have any toys to play with. That's in regards to your training partners and your sparring partners. You don't want to break your sparring partners. Let's get into what to look for in a good glove. So now you might be wondering, okay, so what should I be using then, Jonathan? Here's what I recommend when choosing gloves for Muay Thai sparring. Number 1, high density padding that holds after impact. Number 2, non-abrasive outer materials such as on the palm, inside palm of the glove, outside of the wrist, and on the knuckles. Number 3, strong wrist support with wide secure straps or laces. Number 4, soft interior lining without harsh seams that are going to cause abrasions on your knuckles. Number 5, 14 or 16 ounce minimum, depending on your size and your training's facility, gym, academy's policy. And if you have small hands, go with a glove that has a snug but comfortable hand compartment, because the hand compartment size will be different in different styles of gloves. I've seen like the twins gloves will have a bigger hand compartment in them, whereas Fairtex might be a little bit more compact when you first get them. There's like a weight breaking in period. All right, there is a preference for people. And it's not something you're going to want to be constantly trying to adjust mid-round. You don't want to keep trying to mess your gloves around, all right? So, brand recommendations. If you're looking for brands that you can trust, the ones we actually use at Pu'u Muay Thai, here's a short list. Outside of like the $500 winning gloves from Japan, all right? These are some brands that I recommend and have used, and I know a bunch of our students use and can recommend them, and I have seen the manufacturing at a lot of these places as well. Top King from Thailand. Fairtex, it's in the name, Fairtex Styles, right? From Thailand. Twin Special, also from Thailand. Also hard to get in the US right now due to some ongoing litigation. There's also Windy. Windy gloves are fantastic. Funny enough, Windy gloves are an offshoot from Twins because there's 2 twins. One of them broke off and started Windy. They make great gear. Next one is Combat Corner. Combat Corner being an American-based company in the U.S. I believe they have Combat Corner in Europe as well, but they make some great gloves as well. And they get stuff handmade in Thailand, they get stuff made in Pakistan, a bunch of different places as well. Next up is Yuth. Yuth is a newer brand on the market, but for those that don't know, it's a subset brand of Fairtex. It's made by the same manufacturers. They do some different designs and different stitching and things like that. And there's a newer brand that I prefer. It's called Ghost Brand. All right. And just to be clear too, for all intents and purposes, Ghost Brand does sponsor the Eat, Sleep, Teep semi-contact events. But with that, it's because they make a quality product and they are actually giving us all the competitors gloves to be able to wear at our events as well. So, like I said, it's something that I've seen their quality of their gloves, and it is a newer brand, but Ghost Brand definitely surpasses what I've seen from a lot of these other glove manufacturers that are out there, such as the Hayabusa gloves, as we like to call them. All these offer options that won't just protect you, they're going to last. And the thing is, they're brands that have been around for some of them decades. I know outside of the Ghost brand, which is relatively new, I know that these gloves are going to last. All right. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. Don't spar in these gloves. If your gear is tearing up your partners and your wrists are at risk, it's time to upgrade. All right. Stop hurting your training partners. Like I said, if they're looking at you sideways, now you know why. You don't want to have to spend a fortune, but you do have to be intentional about your budget and what you're spending and what you are going to purchase. You got to think long-term investment. If you're not sure what to get, I've linked some solid recommendations down in the description. If you are listening to this on iTunes, the podcast, Spotify, or anywhere else that our podcast is listed. The links will be down in the description for our recommendations. Or if you're local, come talk to us or me or one of our coaches at Pu'u Muay Thai Ventura. We'll help you get set up the right way. We're there. We carry supply inventory in person as well. So with that said, make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, or follow the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast at podcast.pu'umuaythai.com. If you're already listening to this, shout out to our loyal followers. We're going on over 5 years now, and you're not going to want to miss the next episode. Until next time, keep training smart, stay sharp, and protect what matters most: your body, your training partners, and your future. Until next time, I will see you then. Sawadee Kap. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. If you enjoy the content, go leave a review over on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Give us a rating. It means the world to us. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast, or if you just want to shout out to your friend, go check us out at podcast.pu'umuaythai.com. You can submit to be able to be a guest on the podcast. You can submit what you want to talk about. Also, if you want to just give a shout out, there's a button for that too. Sawadee Kap.